Vision, traction, and healthy. What's up, business owners and entrepreneurs? My name is Harvey Yergin. I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I'm a former Division I baseball player, former civilian with the United States Army, entrepreneur, and EOS implementer, which just means I'm your business coach, helping you get vision, traction, and healthy in your business so that you can have the business of your dreams and ultimately the life of your dreams. Stick around, because what's about to happen is you're about to get some knowledge, some skill, or some information that's going to change your business and change your life. So let's get it. Hello, my friends. There's a couple things that I know to be true from experience as a business owner. One, it's scary to hire people, to extend yourself, to invite people into your ecosystem, and to extend the resources that are so valuable to your business to a person that may not be around in 3, 6, 12 months. You want to get it right. I understand that. The second thing I know to be very frustrating is to lead people and manage people in a way where they are getting everything that they want and need from you and from the team, and vice versa, that you're getting everything out of them, and that there's a clear communication path. There aren't unspoken resentments, and that both of you are super clear on where you stand on the team and with each other. Those two things are hard. They're difficult. There are tools in the EOS system to make this easier. One of the tools I want to share with you today is called the People Analyzer, and I'm going to share it with you. The People Analyzer assumes that, one, you have core values. One of the things I do with my clients is I help them discover and then define their core values, which is just an essential set of guiding principles that describe who they are at their core already, so that they can go and find people who match them, who fit their culture like a glove, the culture that they already have, the culture that is them, so that they're attracting people who they enjoy being around, and that those people will also enjoy being around. That's the essence of core values. So I assume you already have core values. The tool assumes you already have core values. And then the tool also assumes you also know exactly what those core values mean. So you have a core values speech. That's what we call it in EOS, which just is a definition of what the core values are. For instance, one of the core values I'm looking at right now is honest. Well, that might mean one thing to you and something else to me. We, if we're on the same team, want to get on the same page with what exactly honest means and what it looks like for our organization. Those are the first two assumptions, that you have core values and that you define them with your core value speech. This is one of the things that I help my clients do. And the third and most important is that you have an accountability chart that is awesome, that the structure of your accountability chart is exactly what you need. It is the simplest and best structure for where you and your team need to be in 6 to 12 months. And inside of each one of your seats are well thought out roles, 3 to 5 accountable roles for each seat on your accountability chart. There are other videos about core values. There are other videos about accountability charts or the accountability chart. This is about the People Analyzer, and it assumes that you have those things. So how do we use the People Analyzer? Well, first, the purpose of the People Analyzer is to, one, attract people who fit our core values in GWC, the seat that we're hiring for, repel everybody else who does not. And we use the People Analyzer to reward, review, and recognize people who are crushing it and have a very clear dialogue. It's a tool for very clear dialogue for our team on where they are exceeding and maybe where they are falling short. This is the purpose of the people analyzer. So let's see it. Okay, so here is the people analyzer. I've already got it set up. Let's say that we're going to people analyze 4 people, Joe, Jim, Mary, and Susie. They go down the left-hand side. Your core values, in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 core values. And they just happen to be, in this case, honest, hardworking, collaborative, reliable, obsessed with culture, obsessed with quality, and exhibit professionalism. So that's what we have along the top here, our core values. Next to that, we have GWC, which stands for gets it, wants it, and has the capacity to do it over and over and over again. Does it do it well over and over and over again? That's the basic setup. At the bottom, we have our bar. I'll explain to you what our bar is in a minute. Really simple rating process for each name on the left. Let's start with Joe, and let's start with honest. I'm referencing my core value speech, the core value speech for our company, which defines what honest means. And perhaps it says something like honest means we always tell the truth even when it's difficult. We always deliver bad news to the client as soon as we know it. We don't wait for it to get worse. Things like this. If we have witnessed Joe exhibiting this honest core value almost all the time or most of the time, we just give him a plus. Simple. If we were to have witnessed him doing or being honest some of the time, we would give him a plus minus. If we see Joe exhibiting this honest core value, most of the time he's not exhibiting it, then we give him a minus. So this is a plus, minus system. We look at the core value of hardworking. Again, we look at the core value speech, see exactly what it means and what it looks like for this organization, and give him another rating. In this case, it is a plus minus because sometimes yes, Joe, sometimes no, Joe. Collaborative. Look at the core value speech. What does it mean? How is it defined? Yes, Joe is collaborative. He is reliable, obsessed with quality. By definition of the core value speech, we give him a plus minus, and exhibits professionalism, we give him a plus. The bar here is, as you can see, is plus, 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 minus, plus, minus. All that means is, in order to be at the bar, in terms of core values, we have to have a combination of no more than 2 plus minuses. You have to have at least 4 pluses, which means you have to almost always, or most of the time, exhibit 4 of the core values and only have 2 plus minuses. That's the bar. Anything less than that, you're beneath the bar, and we're having a conversation. Any minuses, and you're beneath the bar. You cannot have any minuses and be at or above the bar. Okay, so that's the right people, or the core value portion. So let's just call this the right people portion of this people analyzer. Let's move on to right seat. Okay, remember that this assumed that you have a really good accountability chart that's crystal clear on what the accountable roles are of each seat. So we're going to go to Joe's seat, wherever he sits in the accountability chart, and we're going to look at the accountable roles. All 5 of them, or however many are in that seat, usually 3 to 7 maximum. We're going to take them in their entirety, not piecemeal, the entire package. We're going to ask ourselves, of the things listed there that this seat is accountable for, does Joe get it? Does he have the natural programming? Does he have the God-given ability? Is it innate in him to do this job well? The answer is either yes or no, and in Joe's case, it's a yes. Does he want it? As in, does he get excited to do this work? Does he jump out of bed with passion? As if you weren't even paying him to do this, he would be going and doing this work anyway. If so, that's a want it. In this case, it's a yes for Joe as well. And capacity is the skill and experience that gives a person the mental, physical, and emotional capacity to deliver consistent results over and over again. This is often gained through experience. And the words mental, emotional, and physical capacity are very specific and important because we can identify jobs, we can think about jobs where it just takes a certain amount of experience to build up the emotional capacity, for instance, to take losses, to take obstacles and struggles and complaints and people coming at you all the time and keep going and find success. That's one example. That is what capacity means. And in Joe's case, it is also a yes. This is how we rate everybody on the People Analyzer. We move to Jim. Jim is a plus minus on honest. He's a plus minus on hardworking. He's a plus on collaborative, plus on reliable, plus minus on obsessed with quality, and a plus on exhibits professionalism. He is beneath the bar. And what we need to do is sit down with Jim and talk to him about this. We say, hey, Jim, listen, here's our core values. You've heard our core value speech. You know exactly what they mean. Here's the ones we think you're not exhibiting all the time or most of the time. You're exhibiting these ones sometimes yes, sometimes no. And here's 3 examples. Most of the time, Jim will hear what you're saying, maybe ask a few questions, and come up to the bar over time. If not, we're going to sit down again in 30 days and talk again. Then we look at the roles on the accountability chart, and we take the entire package of the roles, and turns out he's a yes, yes, yes. Let's move to Mary. She's a plus in honest, plus in hardworking, plus in collaborative, plus minus in reliable, plus minus in obsessed with quality, and a plus with exhibits professionalism. And she is a yes, yes, no. We think she doesn't have the capacity to do the work. She doesn't have the experience to do it over and over and over again well. Maybe that's okay, given whatever seat she's in. We're letting her sit there for now, and we're okay absorbing the risk of her learning the job as she sits in the seat to build that capacity. Okay, let's say now Susie is an interviewee. We have an open seat and we're interviewing her for this seat. We've got to find a way to come up with questions to get to the heart of our 6 core values. They're way too freaking important not to. So number 1 is I'm going to give Susie our core value speech. I'm going to say, hey, Susie, thanks for coming here today. I just want you to know, here is what we stand for here. Here's what it means to belong. This is the behavior that we expect as part of this team. And you give her the core value speech, maybe give her specific examples that are specific to the seat she's interviewing for, that you're thinking about selecting her for. So if she's coming to sit in a sales seat and you're talking about honest, you say things like, Susie, honest to us means that when we are talking to a client or a potential client, and we cannot fulfill their needs or desires, we are honest with them. We tell them first and foremost, we are completely honest with them, even if it means they don't become our customer. And Susie might hear that and say, whew, that's awesome. I cannot wait to be a part of that. Or she might say, that is not how I do business. Either one, we want that decision point where she says, no, thank you, or hell yes. We do that all the way through, and we do our best with her answers to our well thought out questions around core values to give her a rating. And she's either at the bar or not. We then use good questions around the accountability chart and the roles inside of the seat we're thinking about hiring her for to come up with a GWC combination. From the information we can gather from her background and from several interviews or our interview process, whatever your hiring process is, we fill out the People Analyzer and we have a very clear picture of where this person fits. It's either with our team or not with our team. This is how we use the People Analyzer to 1, select people for our team who will be an awesome fit, and 2, We have very clear communication with the people who are currently on our team in terms of core values, which is right people, and their roles in their seat, which is right seats. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, reach out to me, shoot me a message, DM me, give me a call, or shoot me an email. Talk to you later. I sincerely hope that you got something today that moves you closer to vision, traction, and healthy in your business, moves you closer to having the business of your dreams so that you can ultimately have the life of your dreams. That is my mission. That is my purpose. That is my desire for you and for every business owner in this world. If you liked what you heard or saw today, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment or question. Better yet, schedule some time with me. Let's sit down and talk. I would love to learn more about your business, your specific struggles, your hopes and dreams for your business and for your life. Schedule some time. That would mean the world to me. Until then, we'll see you next time.